Hey everyone, this is MNL2, and today in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the roller coasters that reside at Six Flags Magic Mountain and ranking them in order from least liked to most liked. Unlike my video ranking Magic Mountain's coasters by intensity, I will not be ranking these coasters based on anything specifically like intensity or airtime, but rather how much I enjoy each of these coasters and how fun or enjoyable I think they are in general. I also wanted to make this updated list since the recent debut of the new Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. Anyways, if you find yourself enjoying any of my videos or find them interesting, informative, or entertaining in any way, then please feel free to like the video below to help out the channel and to help me to keep providing good content for your enjoyment. Thank you! So coming in at number 10, we have the legendary Sunday the Ride. For those of you who are unfamiliar with my channel or have not seen very many of my videos, then long story short, the really loud and giant Intamin reverse freefall coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain will forever be known as Sunday the Ride around here. Anyways, this coaster was basically designed to be the world's tallest and fastest coaster in the simplest way possible, launching to 100 miles per hour and literally just going straight up 415 feet and then falling back down. So yes, it is incredibly simple in concept, however that doesn't mean that it isn't a fun ride. Whether you're riding it facing forwards or backwards, the LSM launch, though not very forceful, is extremely fun and gives you an amazing rushing speed sensation. If you are facing forwards and riding in the front row, you get that amazing sensation of all that wind in your face and you really feel that speed. When facing backwards, the spike is just phenomenal, giving you a great view of the park and can definitely intimidate you if you have a fear of heights. This is simply a fun coaster, but is admittedly very short and not super mind-blowing. Batman the Ride is the park's B&M inverted coaster and has a layout that exists at several other Six Flags parks. I discussed the ride experience of this coaster in my recent video ranking the B&M inverts that I've been on, and this one lands at number 7. That might seem low, but I assure you that this coaster is great. Yes, it has a super short layout, but it really packs a punch. The vertical loops and helix are very forceful, and the rest of the inversions have mind-boggling levels of snap. For people with low force tolerance, I can see why you might not like this coaster so much because it does pull a significant amount of positive G-forces and will more than likely cause you to gray out. I'm trying so hard not to say anything about Intimidator 305 right now, you don't even understand. Anyways, Batman the Ride is a great coaster, but not the best thing ever. Before Peacemaker goes and makes a comment about this coaster sucking, I'll acknowledge that there is a significant amount of people out there that hate this coaster for being rough and jolty. When I was shorter, I was one of those people, so I understand where you're coming from. However, as a now tall person, I don't get beat up on this coaster at all anymore, and it makes it much easier to focus on the great forces and sensations that this coaster has to offer. Those 3 vertical loops are a powerhouse of intensity. By the time you soar into that mid-course, you are so disoriented, but not overwhelmed and discomforted like you are when experiencing Goliath's Helix. Following the mid-course, the Batwing is just so fun with that weird hang time feeling you'll get, and then those final 2 corkscrews are honestly really smooth and flow great. It's a super fun coaster and it gets a lot of hate, and I really hope this ride has several years of service life left in it. Full Throttle, one of 2 premier multi-launch coasters in the park, is one of the most iconic staples of Six Flags Magic Mountain's entrance, as it greets you with an impressive 160-foot tall vertical loop with double-sided track. This coaster also has one of the punchiest and most exciting LSM launches out of the station, especially when the ride ops mess with you on the PA.
Alright guys, today be sure to check out Sunday the Ride.
The loop delivers extraordinary hang time no matter where you are seated in the train, and that pullout after the loop where your photo is taken is rather forceful. The second launch is also super amazing because, come on, backwards launches are always fun. If you're in the back row, you get even more amazing hang time going back up into this dive loop, and the thrust of the third launch that sends you up and over the top hat low-key gives me like Velocicoaster vibes. Like definitely not as good, but you know. Yeah. Anyways, the top hat gives outstanding airtime, and this coaster would all around be so much better if it didn't immediately drop 160 feet into the brakes. But I guess it could be worse. I mean, it's not like it's dropping you 420 feet immediately into the brakes. No, why would anyone design a coaster like that? Anyways, Full Throttle is super fun and enjoyable, and the only actual complaint I have with this ride is its duration. Apocalypse is the park's GCI wooden coaster, and prior to visiting CGA Winterfest in 2021, this was my favorite Woody in California. But Back Row Gold Striker and the freezing cold completely changed that opinion. And then you have Ghost Rider, a ride that just wishes it was exciting or worth a 2-hour line. It probably also wishes that it wanted to rap battle against Apocalypse. Oh, and speaking of rap battles, anyways, Apocalypse is a super aggressive and fantastic wooden coaster. Yes, it can be rough at times, but in my opinion, the roughness adds to the excitement and intensity of a wooden coaster, as long as it isn't overly rough to where it causes you to enter an existential crisis as you contemplate the true deeper meaning of life, when in reality, riding roller coasters in the first place is just our innocent escape from thinking about the inevitably approaching demise of the human species upon detonation of the sun, causing humanity as we know it to plummet down the infinite depths of the deep dark void of uncertainty and liminality. Okay, so that was just a really dramatic way of me saying that Mindblower at Funspot Kissimmee is just way too rough to be enjoyable. Anyways, Apocalypse is super fun and aggressive with epic laterals, head choppers, and moments of airtime. At number 5, we have the newest roller coaster to open at Six Flags Magic Mountain, Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. If you guys saw my review from Member Preview, well then I apologize. If you guys saw my Redemption Rides vlog from a few weeks ago, then I opposite of apologize. Now that's a video I recommend checking out. Anyways, I feel like this coaster has been the center of attention for Magic Mountain recently, as it just opened and its plaza literally isn't even done yet as of when this video was uploaded. So I'll keep it brief. Basically, compared to most other RMCs, it's a tad underwhelming and it doesn't deliver that super crazy, out of this world, intense ejector-filled ride experience, but is rather graceful with some fun flow-ejector moments, some floater, and some ejector. The first drop in the back is actually legendary. The camelback is great, the turnaround thing that has like 3 different names is also fun in the back. The ending series of airtime hills won't feel anything like Vengeance's finale, but it's still an all-around fun coaster and still has more airtime than most coasters in the state of California. Now, as I move on to West Coast Racers, the other premier multi-launch in the park, I really want to emphasize how this video is dependent on how fun I think each of these coasters is, and how much I enjoy riding them. West Coast Racers is not an extreme thrill ride. It is not the most intense. It is not the most mind-blowing. It does not have the most aggressive launches or elements in general. Instead, this is a fun, semi-immersive, enjoyable, smooth, and overall incredible coaster. This ride is just pure fun, with 4 different launches, 4 inversions, guaranteed racing on both laps around this course, and all the interactions between the 2 tracks as well as the underground section of the park. This coaster is a true masterpiece and was executed amazingly, especially by Six Flags standards. I am very impressed by this coaster, and this is always something I feel the need to ride every time I visit Magic Mountain. Tatsu is the park's B&M flying coaster and is just an incredible— Alright, this is still really hard for me to accept. I just can't with this freaking Nickelodeon looking, Fanta orange looking, 7-Eleven looking color scheme. Anyways, ignoring my disagreement with the decision to change the color scheme on this flying beast, Tatsu was one of the best B&M coasters out there and is still my favorite flying coaster out of the 4 that I've been on. It has just a graceful majority of the ride, and then you have this demonic pretzel loop that plasters you with extreme positive G-forces at the bottom. The anticipation leading up to this pretzel loop as you inevitably approach it is also sensational on its own. Yes, this coaster has been getting rough, but not in a way that it hurts, so I don't think it takes away from the ride experience too much. Overall, this coaster offers fantastic views, fantastic sensations, and fantastic vomit stains on the final brake run. Twisted Colossus is the coaster I've ridden the most amount of times at Six Flags Magic Mountain, and is my second most ridden coaster of all time, only behind the godlike, legendary Ghost Rider. Anyways, I will always have a soft spot for Twisted Colossus, as this was one of the most marvelous attractions I had ever imagined upon its opening in 2015. At that time, I had really never been on a ride that delivers incredible ejector airtime, or a considerable quantity of airtime in general, and so this was really my first coaster with excessive airtime moments, and I have to thank this coaster for introducing me to that amazing sensation. So anyways, there isn't much else I have to say about this ride. It has great airtime. When it's dueling, it has amazing interaction, and even when it isn't dueling, I still love this coaster so much. Some people despise the second lift and how it kills the pacing, but honestly, I don't mind it at all because in my eyes, it just builds up even more anticipation and it makes this thing feel like 2 separate roller coasters. This is literally the superior RMC at Six Flags Magic Mountain. If you are a frequent viewer of my channel, then this should come to no surprise. X2 is one of the greatest coasters I've ever experienced. It is insanely unique, and there's literally nothing else like it in the United States. This ride has my absolute favorite first drop and has some of the most messed up and wicked elements that could exist on a roller coaster. I'll admit that this thing can be very rough and violent, and so naturally I can't really tolerate marathoning this coaster, but even just one ride on this magnificent aero masterpiece is enough to make me believe that this is a world-class coaster, and is easily my favorite roller coaster out of every roller coaster to ever operate at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So anyways, those were my thoughts regarding the roller coasters of Six Flags Magic Mountain and where I rank them as of summer 2022. Keep in mind that this list is solely based on my own personal opinions, and I'm fully aware that some of you may completely disagree with anything or literally everything on this list. So if that's the case, then feel free to comment down below what your ranking of the coasters at Six Flags Magic Mountain is. But anyways, if you did end up enjoying the video, then please feel free to like the video below and subscribe with the notifications turned on so you'll be alerted whenever I upload a new video. But until then, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!